A very good morning, students. In our previous session, we have derived the radius of Bohr's orbit, and we have solved some numericals associated with radius of the orbit. Now, in today's class, we are going to learn about the derivation of velocity of an electron in the Bohr's orbit and also energy of the orbit. So let us see here velocity of an electron. So here an electron is moving at a particular velocity and you are expected to find out that velocity, and you are very aware that the orbit in which the electron is moving in a circular orbit, that is a quantized orbit. What orbit? A quantized orbit. So let us see here MVR is equal to NH by 2 pi. It is a quantized orbit. Now R is equal to, or you can say V is equal to NH by 2 pi M R. So I am writing R with another color, M R. And you know the radius of the orbit here. You know the radius of the orbit. What is the radius of the R? Is equal to N square H square by 4 pi square M K square. Now this R value you can substitute here in the equation. So we'll substitute V is equal to NH by 2 pi M into R. So R value, let us write here, R value is N square H square by 4 pi square M K square. 4 pi square M K square. This value I am substituting. Now let us strike off. So here N gets cancelled. So here one N and one H is left out, and here a pi is gets cancelled. Here a 2 gets cancelled. Agreed? Now here gets cancelled. So what is left out? Velocity is equal to. So what is left out here? Have a look. So here you got a 2k e square by n h, and here you got a z also, na, n square by z also here, z. So now this z goes up, so here z. So let us, here z. I hope you are clear. So this is the expression for velocity of an electron in a Bohr's orbit. So 2k square z by nh. So we write in the next slide. So the velocity of an electron moving in the Bohr's orbit is given by, here this is an electron moving with a certain velocity. That velocity is given by 2k z e square by nh. You know, students, here k is constant, e square is constant, and h is constant. So if you calculate, you will be getting 2.18 into 10 power 6 meters per second into, here there are some variables. What are the variables? Z and n. So into z by n. Try to understand, students. So this you have to memorize at any cost. The students are expected to memorize this expression. Now from this expression you can see very clearly velocity is equal to 2.18 into 10 power 6 into z by n, right? Now here meters per second. Students, velocity here is directly proportional to z, and velocity is inversely proportional to n value, whereas radius is directly proportional to n square, and radius is inversely proportional to z value. So this is the difference between which you have to understand the expressions, and where you have to present everything in the graphical format. So here V is velocity is directly proportional to z. Here velocity is inversely proportional to n. I hope you are very clear. So now I hope you understood. So the how to derive the velocity of an electron in a quantized Bohr orbit. What orbit? Quantized Bohr orbit. So if like that means, for example, if a question is asked, okay, so what is the velocity of an electron in the second orbit of lithium? Okay, so second orbit means what? N is equal to 2 is given. Lithium means what? Z is equal to 3 is given. So naturally you can find out. So 2.18 into, so it is lithium second orbit. So that means 2.18 into 10 power 6 into Z is 3 by 2. So this is how you can calculate, and you will be getting in meters per second. I hope you are very clear about the derivative part, and also so how the velocity is related to principal quantum number and Z atomic number. Well, so let us make an attempt to derive the energy of an orbit. So velocity is for an electron, radius is for an orbit, and energy is also for an orbit. You cannot say energy of the electron, you cannot say radius of the electron. Radius is for the orbit, energy is for the orbit, and velocity is for the electron. You cannot say velocity of the orbit. Orbit is not rotating, na? Electron is rotating. I hope you understood. Now let us see what is potential energy. First of all, you have to understand one small thing. See, here total energy is equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. First point. So that means you have to know what is potential energy. What is potential energy? Potential energy is the energy at rest, and kinetic energy is the energy in motion. So let us see. So the previous slide. So how when there are two charges Q1 and Q2 separated by a distance r. So what is the potential energy? Potential energy is K Q1 Q2 by r. K value is how much? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. I hope you understood. So this is the value. Now so you can see here ZE is the charge of the nucleus, and E is the electronic charge. Do you agree or not? Now in the next slide I'll explain for you. Now if you have a ZE and a E electron, okay, it is moving in an orbit. For example, it's moving in an orbit, okay, and this is minus E, charge is minus E. So what is the potential energy? Potential is represented by U generally. So U is equal to K into Q1 Q2 by R. Now let us substitute these values. So what is K? K is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Now permittivity of the medium. And what is Q? Q is nothing but ZE, that is the charge of the nucleus. And what is Q2? Q2 is the charge of the electron, it is minus E. Okay, minus E. So what the expression becomes? It becomes 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, okay, into ZE square minus. So that means potential energy PE is given as minus ZE square by 4 pi epsilon naught into R. Here R is there, I missed it, R. I hope you understood. Here also by R. I hope you understood. Now let us go back and see. Now you can see Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R. So but here the Q2 is equal to minus E, and Q1 is equal to ZE, and naturally the expression will become so minus ZE square by 4 pi epsilon naught R. So now students, now you understood the potential energy. Potential energy is is equal to u. It can be represented by u. Okay, as a function of radius. As a function of radius. R means what? As a function of radius. That is the meaning. I hope you are very clear. Now, students, so let us understand kinetic energy. Okay. Now I am taking another new slide to make you realize what is kinetic energy. You know very well, kinetic energy is equal to half into mv square. You know ZE and E. So in an orbit, let us take an orbit here. This is an orbit. Okay, this is the nucleus. So there is a what type of attraction? Electrostatic attraction. That electrostatic attraction is equal to centripetal force. mv square by r is equal to, help me. So q1 q2. q1 q2 means ZE square by 4 pi epsilon naught into r square. It is equal to Coulombic attraction. Do you agree or not? It is equal to Coulombic attraction. Now I can write here mv square is equal to ZE square by r gets cancelled. Now I get 4 pi epsilon naught r. I hope you are very clear. Now how you got the students? Because here F Coulombic, this is centripetal, na? F centripetal is equal to F Coulombic. You have studied already. Now mv square is equal to ZE square by 4 pi. Now substitute here. Ke is equal to half into what is the mv square value? Mv square value, what is it? Here it is there. ZE square by 4 pi epsilon naught r. This is the value of mv square. This is the value of mv square. Now it will become Ke is equal to ZE square by 8 pi epsilon naught r. Now you got an expressions for potential energy and kinetic energy. So then what you can calculate, students? You can calculate the energy of the orbit. Now let us move on to the next slide. Okay, I am taking another slide. So what is potential energy, students? Potential energy is equal to minus ZE square by 4 pi epsilon naught r. Do you agree or not? Now what is kinetic energy, students? Kinetic energy is equal to ZE square by 8 pi epsilon naught r. I hope you understood. Now let us write the kinetic, that is write the total energy. So energy is equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. So students, let's substitute these values here. Now what is potential energy? Minus ZE square by 4 pi epsilon naught r plus ZE square by 8 pi epsilon naught r. Now this is called total energy. This is total energy. Now total energy, I am writing TE here. Total energy is equal to, or you can write E only. We have followed the same expression. Let us follow the same thing. Okay. Now E is equal to, now what you will get? Minus ZE square by 8 pi epsilon naught r. So this is the expression for energy. I hope you understood. Minus ZE square by 8 pi epsilon naught r is the energy. Now what is the relationship between potential energy and kinetic energy? You can see here energy is equal to minus Ke. Energy is equal to minus Ke. Do you agree or not? Yeah. Now potential energy and energy, what is the relation? Potential energy and energy. Find out the relation. So what? Potential energy and energy. What is the relation? How many times? So you can see here P is equal to, here you can write P minus half P you can write. So E is equal to minus half P you can write. So that is the basic difference, relations between potential energy, and I hope you are very clear about this. So examiner will ask you. So now I give a small work for you. You please do it. So what is the ratio of potential energy and kinetic energy? How much? What is the ratio of kinetic energy and energy? write out. Already I derived the expression. It's a very simple question. And one more thing is, what is the ratio of potential energy and energy? Please find out. These three questions have been asked in the previous examination. You will get 1:2, 2:1 minus, like that. Okay, because you know the expressions, substitute the expressions. What are the expressions? P is equal to minus Z square by 4 pi epsilon naught R. Kinetic energy is equal to, kinetic energy is positive, Z square by 8 pi epsilon naught R. What is total energy? Total energy is equal to, it is negative, minus Z square by 8 pi epsilon naught R. So substitute these values and find out these things. Okay. Now derivation is completed. No, it's not yet completed. So I am taking to the next slide. Yeah. Now energy is equal to minus Z square by 4 pi epsilon naught R. So I am writing R in another color because we will substitute the R value. So what is the R value? Now let us go back and see the R value here. Let us go back and see the R value. So where is the R value? Here is the R value. Okay, here. So n square h square by 4 pi square m k square. So this R value is required. Here Z is also there. Z is also there. So shall we take this R value? So n square h square by 4 pi square m. Let us take it. N square h square by 4 pi square m k e square z. So this is the radius, of the Bohr's orbit. Now substitute the R value here. So let us substitute, students, here. That is equal to minus z e square by 4 pi epsilon naught. So let us write the R value. R value is how much? R value n square h square, agreed, by, that is 4 pi square m k e square z. So this is the expression for energy. Now let us strike out. Now here what gets cancelled? 4 gets cancelled. Do you agree or not? 1 pi gets cancelled. 1 pi is left out. Now you can write here z and z. So z and z will become z square. Z and z becomes z square. And e power 4. Here e square is there. E power 4. And next k value will be there. K will be there. And mass also will be there. Mass of the electron is also there. Do you agree or not? Now by, I hope you understood, z square e power 4 km. Anything else is there? See, anything else is there? Pi is there, na? Pi. So here pi is there. Here pi square is there. 1 pi is there, right? So you have a pi. Agreed? So now you can see here. Now in the denominator you have n square and h square. N square and h square. So this is the expression for energy. Now if you calculate this, is it right? Yeah, sorry, here 8 is there. Here energy, we made mistake. Here energy is considered, it is not, energy is considered 8. That's why 8 pi epsilon, right? Agreed? So when it is 8 pi epsilon, so 2 will be there here. Agreed or not? So here 2 will be there. So you get 8 pi epsilon. Agreed? Now I hope you will be getting 2. Z square by 8 pi epsilon r. Agreed? Now here what is the R value? 4 R by n square h square by 4 pi square m k z square. So if you calculate, E is equal to minus 13.6 into z square. Here you can see z square is there. Z square is a variable by n square electron volts. Earlier also I have given n square is there. Remaining this is a constant, this is a constant, this is a constant, constant. Okay. So I hope you understood. So you'll be getting, see the energy value. Now you can see the expression. Now this already you have derived it. Okay. See. So z square m e power 4. Go back and see. Z square m e power 4. Here 2 will be there, right? Z square e power 4 m will be there. Agreed? Yeah. And now here you have 2 pi, no, sorry, this is not this one. Energy is considered z square m e power 4. Okay. Here n square h square will be there. So let us see, check out as we move forward. So here this is the potential energy and total energy plus total energy, that is energy is equal to, total energy is equal to, I hope you understood, minus Z square by 8 pi epsilon naught r. Now you can see here the expression is as follows: m e power 4 by n square h square 8 epsilon square. Now go back and see whether the same calculation has come or not. Now here n square h square epsilon naught, here epsilon naught is there. Do you agree or not? Yeah. 8 epsilon naught. Yeah. So this is in electron volts, whereas 2.18 into 10 power 18 by minus 18 by n square is in joules. So you are expected to memorize both formulas. So why energy is negative is very important. So here it is coming minus. Why it is coming minus? Because the electron is bound to the nucleus. Agreed or not? So for example, if electron is far from the nucleus, there is no attraction. That means, listen very carefully, it's a very important point. When the electron is taken far from the nucleus, the attraction is 0. That means it has no energy, I mean, it has no sign. Now when you basically bring the electron near to the nucleus, attraction increases. That's why you are getting negative value. This negative value is due to attraction. Now, so these are the energy levels. So n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the energy levels. Agreed? Now, if you calculate, for example, let us take here, E is equal to minus 13.6 into Z square by N square electron volts. Now, let us take for this is a hydrogen atom. Let us take for hydrogen atom. Now, n is equal to 1, first orbit, let us find out. So, E is equal to minus 13.6 into 1 square by 1 square, that is electron volts, that is equal to minus 13.6 electron volts. So, what is the energy of the first orbit? Energy of the first orbit is minus 13.6 electron volts. Shall we find the second orbit, students? Yeah. So, energy is equal to minus 13.6 into Z square, Z is 1 only, by 2 square. If you calculate, you get minus 3.4 electron volts. So I hope you are very clear. Now you are getting 3.4 electron volts. Now we will calculate for the third orbit. This is the second orbit. E1, this is the first orbit, and we calculate for the third orbit. E3 is equal to, this is for hydrogen atom, minus 13.6. Hydrogen atom, what is the Z value? 1 by 3 square, that is 9. So if you calculate, you get minus 1.51 electron volts. So I hope you understood, students. This is minus 1.51 electron volts. This is how energy can be calculated. Now, so already I have given here. So just now I conveyed to you. Here there is no negative value here. You can see if n is equal to infinity, at infinity distance, there is no attraction. No attraction. So when there is no attraction, naturally there is no positive or negative. But when it is getting attracted, you get negative values. You get negative values already. See, increasing distance. You can see when increasing distance, what is happening. So you don't have 10 electron volts, 20 electron volts, 30 electron volts. These are quantized orbits. Okay, only this energy only the orbits will be present. In particular radius only orbits will be present. That is called quantization. You have to understand that principle. Now, so the same thing is, you can see here the graph. You can see, draw the graph here. It looks like this. So the graph is between energy. Do you agree or not? So here you can see the graph. Energy is, what is happening to energy? Energy is decreasing. You can see here, this is, what is n value? This is n value. Because E is inversely proportional to minus 1 by n square. E is directly proportional to minus z square. That's why the graph looks this way. So as you go away from the nucleus, that is how the graph looks actually. So this is in kilojoules per mole. So kilojoules per mole is equal to minus, this question is asked in KSET examination once, minus 13 Karnataka entrance, 1312 by 1312 into z square by n square. It is in kilojoule per mole. Try to understand, students. You have to remember. In kilocalories also you can remember. Kilocalories I will write here. Kilocalories. So energy is equal to minus 313.6 into z square by n square. This is in kilocalories. In electron volts, minus 13.6 into z square by n square. This is in electron volts. This is in kilocalories. And kilojoules per mole, how to write? Energy is equal to minus 1312 into z square by n square. So this is in kilojoules. So this you have to memorize. So already we have calculated for 3 orbits, right? So first one is minus 13.6 when it is hydrogen atom, and second one is minus 3. So you will be getting the values like this. So E1 is equal to, just I will be making a note. If you calculate, you will be getting E1 is equal to minus 13.6. You can remember these things, it will be helpful for you. E2 is equal to minus 3.4 electron volts, and E3 is equal to minus 1.5 electron volts, and E4 is equal to minus 0.585 0.85 electron volts, and E5 is equal to minus 0.54 electron volts. So first 5 orbits for hydrogen atom, if you calculate, you get this way, and you can see here already it's been calculated. So, and you are expected to memorize, and E infinity, you can see it is 0. The electron is completely removed from the atom, so there is no attraction. So I hope you understood. So n is equal to 2 is called first excited state, n is equal to 3 is called second excited state, n is equal to 3 is called third excited state, and so on. So I hope you understood the energy of the orbit exceptionally well. Now let us solve some numericals. A few numericals we'll solve. Okay. Now the electron in the hydrogen atom makes a transition from energy state minus 0.54. Minus 0.54 is associated, already I explained to you, is which state? I have written actually E5 state. What state? E5 state. E5. That is equal to n is equal to 5th orbit. Actually, that's what, if you practice well, n is equal to 5th orbit, then you will get all these realizations. To the state minus 3.50, that is n is equal to 2. This is n is equal to 5. That's what, given the speed of the light in vacuum, c is equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second, and Planck's constant. Now, so this is the initial one. EI means initial, EF means final. So that means here an electron is coming from E final to E initial. So E final to E initial. So, and you know very well what is here. This is minus 0.54 electron volts. What is the energy here? Minus 3.4 electron volts. minus 3.4 electron volts. You know this is n is equal to 5, this is n is equal to 2. I hope you understood. And there is a electron transition is coming from, so that orbit to final orbit to initial orbit. So this is what happens here, final to initial, delta E. Okay, if you calculate how much energy, so you are calculating in joules. Okay, so 2.86 into, already you have seen 4.58 into 10 power minus 19 joules you'll get. Okay, so now students, now what you have to find out, you have to calculate the wavelength of an electron. So what you got here, delta E is what? Transitional energy. This is called transitional energy. I'll write in another color. So white color. So this is called transitional energy. Transitional energy. So what is transitional energy, students? E2 minus E1. This is called delta E. That is equal to Hc by lambda. You have to find the lambda. H is given, C is given, and E2 minus E1. Already E2 is given how much? E2 is given and E1 is given. So that's what it is calculated here. And naturally you get the answer. Delta E is equal to Hc by lambda. You have to find the lambda, and lambda value comes out to be 4.34 into 10 power minus 7 meters. You can see the numericals, how interesting the numericals are. So when you know the concept. Now let us move on to the next question. The lowest energy state of an hydrogen atom is minus 13.6. Everybody knows it. Okay, we know here the lowest state is minus 13.6. This is n is equal to 1. Now determine the frequency of the proton required to ionize the atom given the speed of the light in the vacuum is 3 into 10 power 8. Very simple question. So that means the lowest, see, try to understand, students. Here the lowest energy state for the, to determine the frequency of the, so try to understand, that means from infinity it is coming. So n is equal to infinity. N is equal to infinity, energy is equal to 0. Energy is equal to 0. That is E final. E final is 0. I hope you understood. So now E final minus E initial. E final minus E initial. That is E2 or EF minus EI is equal to H nu. You have to find out the new value. Finish, over. So I hope you are very clear about this numerical. So you can calculate, so frequency, and frequency it comes out to be 3.29 into 10 power 15 Hertz. Now here how do you know EF is 0? Very simple. Ionize. What is the meaning of ionize? Ionization energy. What is it? Ionization energy. Ionization energy means what? Ionization energy means the amount of energy required to remove an electron from the outermost orbit to the infinity. Mind you, students, to the infinity. Infinity means what? Here I hope you understood. Final is 0. So infinity orbit. This is infinity. Infinity energy is 0. That means you are taking out of the nuclear attraction. When there is no nuclear attraction, energy will be 0. I hope you understood. So that is what is the importance of the word ionize. If this word, if you don't understand, that means you will be missing ionization energy concept. Ionization energy. And to your surprise, I am going to give one formula for you. Very interesting formula. Here ionization energy is equal to 13.6 into Z square by N square electron volts. Now here minus won't be there. So this is ionization energy formula. Energy formula is how much? Minus 13.6 into Z square by N square electron volts. It's a very, very important thing. So ionization energy and energy, the only difference is, so it is the amount of energy required, that cannot be negative. That cannot be negative. Very simple. Try to understand. I'll take one another slide. Now see, students, here for example I want to remove an electron from this orbit, first orbit. How much energy is required? Minus 13.6 electron volts is required. I want to remove electron from the second orbit. How much is required? Minus 3.4. I want to remove from the third orbit. How much energy is required, students? 1.5 electron volts is required. N is equal to 1, N is equal to 2, N is equal to 3. So that is the reason why IP is equal to 13.6 electron volts for N is equal to 1, because this much energy is required, so to remove an electron from this orbit, so I require this much energy to knock out this electron. How much energy? Minus 13.6. This cannot be, this is positive value. This is positive value. I hope you understood. Similarly, if there is an electron over here, so how much is required? I require 3.4 electron volts is required. It is a positive value. It is a positive value. I hope you are very clear about ionization potential and energy. It's a very, very important things, intricate things I am discussing. So I hope you will understand well. Now, let us solve one more question. Okay. Now, here, for an electron in a hydrogen atom characterized by the principal quantum number n is equal to 2, find out the orbital radius. Very simple, students. Orbital radius is how much? No need to write all these things. 0.529 into n square by z. So you have to find for R2. R2 means n is equal to 2. So here n value, what is the n value, students? N is equal to 2, because it is given here n is equal to 2. What atom, students? Hydrogen atoms, that is z is equal to 1. So naturally if you calculate, you will be getting 2.12 into 10 power minus 10. No need to solve all these things. Now second one, speed of the electron. Speed of the electron you know very well, 2.18 into 10 power 6 into z by n. See how easy you can solve the problems. Now what is the z value? Hydrogen atom 1. What is the velocity for a which orbit? Second orbit. Now z value you know, n value you know, you can calculate, you get the same answer, but rather than deriving all these things. I hope you are very clear, students. Now kinetic energy of an electron. So kinetic energy is equal to, once you know velocity here, mass of the electron you know, mass of the electron you know, and velocity you can write here. So you can calculate the velocity. So you can see in 1 minute I calculated everything. So it's pretty easy when you know the subject, when you know the concept, okay, when you have a clear conception of the subject. So with this we end so the numericals associated with energy. In the next class we'll solve some more numericals so that you can reinforce the concepts. So thanks for bearing. So good day.